Now, let's talk about Netmask. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna add those three networks that we used from our previous lecture. So 192.168.1.0/24. What else? We also used 192.168.0.0/23. What else? 192.168.1.0/30. There. And I'm also gonna add a reference bits. So it will be octets, 8 bits. We'll add 1, 1, 1. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Do I have enough space? Yeah, I think this is okay. So just to remind you guys, if you already have 8 bits and these 8 bits are all set to ones, this is already 255, automatic 255. Now, why do we need to know this? Because what we have here is a network with prefix value, but prefix value is not always used in configuring our IP interfaces. For example, if you configure your static IP address on your Windows operating system, no, you're not gonna use /24 or /23. What you need to know, what you need to use is Netmask. And we need to understand these reference in order to convert these prefix to Netmask. All right, so let's start. If we're talking about /24, practically the easiest. Why? Because 24 means 24 bits are the network side, and only 8 bits, excuse me, are the host side. So I'm gonna add 8, 8. I'm gonna use these. So 8, 8, 8. This is the network side, and this is the host side. So what will happen is all of the network side are set to 1. So we already have these, all 8 bits are set to 1. And when we say all 8 bits sets to 1s, again, these are already considered 255. Okay? And then this is also 8 bits set to 1 because it's on the network side, 255 on the third octet, and it's only the last octet which is not a network side. That's why we're going to use 0. So this is the conversion of prefix to netmask. Now, this is the simplest. Now we need to understand how we convert this prefix to netmask. And to know this, or to understand this, we'll use this reference. So as you can see, if the octets are set to all ones, this is equivalent to 255. And this is what I'm gonna highlight. So this is 255, okay? All ones in our 8-bit, in our octet. Now, if I set these to 0, meaning only 7 bits are set to ones, this will become 253, okay? Now, if I set this bit to 0, so meaning 6 bits are ones, 2 bits are 0, this will be 252. Now, if I set this to 0, meaning 5 bits 1, 3 bits 0, this will become 248. Now, if I set this to 0, 4 bits, 1, 4 bits, 0, this will become 240. Okay? Now, if I set this to 0, 3 bits 1, and the 5s are zeros, this will be 224. Now, if I set the third bit from the left to 0, so it will be 2 ones and 6 0. This will become 192. There. And if I set the second bit to 0, meaning only one bit is set to 1, this will become 128. Okay, and obviously if I set this to 0, it will become just 0. Okay, so if we're gonna compare the second and the third network, where we are using /23 and /30, it's not as simple as the first network, because in our first network, 3 octets are all ones and the fourth octet are all zeros. So we only have two values, 255 and 0. Now for our second example, we know this is 8, we know this is 8, and 23 means the third octet is 7. 8 plus 8 plus 7 is equivalent to 23. And the fourth octet is set to 0. Now, if I'm going to convert this, 8 means 255, okay? So the first octet and the second octet, no problem, 255. The fourth octet, also no problem, 0. Now the third octet, it says 7. Let's use a divider, okay? In our divider, if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there you go. This is our divider. As you can see, all 7s are set to 1, and only this is set to 0. So if you look at the divider, 7 bits set to 1s, this should be, or should have, a value of 25. Alright, I made a mistake. This should be 254. Okay, so it's not 253. It should be 254. There you go. Okay, so the value of /23 prefix is 255, 255, 254.0 netmask. Now for the third example, the third network, 192.168.1.0, let's convert these. So this is 8, this is 8, this is 8. Okay, so 8 plus 8 plus 8 is 24. And then we borrowed 6. This side, okay, this side is 6. And only 2 is the host side. Point is, we have 30 bits set to all ones. So if we convert this to netmask, it will be 255.255.255. We're talking about 6 bits borrowed to the host side. So 6 bits is 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. So this is the divider for /30, at least on the fourth octet. Okay, and we're gonna use this value in our fourth octet netmask, which is 252.